Have you ever looked at the whirlwind that is the crypto world and just wondered, is there a secret path, like a blueprint for navigating all this rapid change without getting hammered by taxes?
It's a question that keeps coming up, definitely.
Especially now, right? Crypto isn't just niche anymore, it's exploding. It's in portfolios, it's used for payments.
Absolutely. And that boom, well, it's put it squarely on the radar
Yeah.
of tax authorities everywhere, globally.
Yeah, it really feels like everyone's trying to figure out how to get their slice, how to tax it. The assumption is the walls are closing in.
That's the common feeling, for
Right,
sure.
yeah.
Everyone's clamping down. And look, in many places, particularly the big financial centers, that's largely true. Regulations are tightening. We're seeing new reporting rules, clearer tax guidelines. But this is the interesting part we're digging into today.
Right.
Not every country is following that exact script. There are places, surprisingly, that are taking a deliberately different path, a much more open, welcoming stance towards digital assets and how they're taxed.
Ah, okay. So they're creating these spaces where crypto profits can, well, legally keep growing without heavy taxes.
Precisely. Places where gains can still legally fly under the radar, so to speak.
Got it. And that is exactly what this deep dive is about. We're going to roll up our sleeves, look at the sources, and figure out where you can actually legally find these crypto-friendly zones in 2025.
Yeah.
And let's be clear, this isn't about dodging taxes illegally, not at all. It's about understanding the legal options out there, knowing the legitimate ways to maybe optimize things in this new asset class.
And that's why this is so relevant for you listening. Maybe you're prepping for a meeting about digital assets, or you're an investor just trying to keep up with the latest tax news, or maybe you're just, really curious about how this all works legally.
Right.
Consider this your shortcut. We're aiming to give you the essential details, the stuff that really matters beyond the headlines.
Yeah, this is practical stuff. Knowing where crypto is tax-free in 2025, that's not just like trivia. It could mean real financial benefits.
For a lot of different people, yeah.
Think about active traders, right? Every percentage point counts. Or long-term Bitcoin holders, they want to protect those gains.
Definitely.
And what about entrepreneurs? People managing DeFi portfolios, launching tokens, running DAOs, or even someone thinking about moving offshore. Knowing these legal realities, that's huge. It's strategic.
It really is. It's not just about saving on taxes. It's about positioning yourself smartly within the legal frameworks that exist right now, leveraging the fact that, well, not everywhere treats crypto the same way.
Okay, so how are we going to tackle this? We've picked out 5 specific countries that our sources keep pointing to, places really changing the game on crypto tax. We're talking the Cayman Islands, a classic financial center, then the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, which has just exploded onto the scene,
Right.
El Salvador, the really radical one, and then maybe 2 surprises, Germany and Portugal.
It's a really diverse group.
Totally diverse, right? Caribbean islands, Middle Eastern hubs, even, unexpected spots in Europe. It feels like they're all rewriting the rules in their own way.
And that's the key thing, the diversity of approach. Each one offers a different model for tax relief. Some are zero tax across the board. Others have specific rules, like for holding long term.
So it's not one size fits all.
Not at all. Understanding the details, the nuances of each place is absolutely critical if you're seriously thinking about this. We'll break down how these different models work so you can see where those profits can still fly under the radar in 2025.
Okay, let's dive in. First stop, the Cayman Islands. Often seen as, the classic offshore haven, but it seems they've really embraced crypto in a surprising way. A true digital asset tax-safe zone is fair to say.
I think it's very fair. The Caymans have this long-standing reputation for robust finance, legal stability, and they've really applied that same thinking to crypto.
How so? What's the core policy?
It's remarkably straightforward. The sources are clear. Absolutely zero personal income tax, zero capital gains tax, and importantly, zero corporate tax. Period.
Wow.
And this isn't some special carve-out. It's fundamental to their system. And crucially, they've explicitly confirmed this zero tax policy applies fully to cryptocurrencies and related activities. No ambiguity.
So just to be clear, if I'm trading crypto daily or holding Bitcoin for years or maybe managing a DeFi treasury for a DAO, my gains just aren't taxed at all.
Your gains remain untouched by those major taxes: income, capital gains, corporate. It covers the whole spectrum. High-frequency trading, long-term holding, managing protocol treasuries. The profits are yours.
That sounds Well, incredible compared to most places. A huge weight off your shoulders, financially and administratively.
It removes a massive layer of burden and risk that crypto investors face almost everywhere else. It's effectively a clean slate for profit realization from crypto.
But, okay, the offshore label sometimes makes people think Wild West, lack of rules maybe. Is there any real regulation or stability there for crypto businesses, or is it just tax benefits and nothing else?
That's a vital point. And this is where the Caymans really differentiate themselves from, let's say, less reputable tax havens. They've been incredibly proactive in building a clear and compliant regulatory framework.
Okay.
Our sources point heavily to their updated Virtual Asset Service Providers Act, the VASP Act. From April 2025, it brings in a fully operational licensing system.
Licensing? For who?
For exchanges, custodians, trading platforms, other crypto service providers. It means they can operate legally, with confidence, under rules aligned with global standards. Think FATF, anti-money laundering norms.
Right, FATF.
So it's not about ignoring crypto for tax reasons. It's about creating a regulated space for legitimate crypto businesses. That provides trust, which serious players really value. They're fostering a regulated yet unburdened environment.
So it's the combination. Zero tax plus a solid, compliant legal framework. That makes sense. What about beyond crypto? If someone's thinking of actually moving there or setting up shop, is the broader environment appealing?
Definitely. The appeal goes well beyond tax. You've got a really stable local economy. The Cayman dollar is pegged to the US dollar, which is huge for stability. The legal system is based on English common law, familiar, transparent, strong on property rights and contracts. Very important for business.
And the lifestyle.
It's known for being high-end, very expat-friendly, great amenities, schools, natural beauty. It's a desirable place to live, not just a tax strategy. It's the whole package that attracts crypto funds and high-net-worth individuals.
Okay, so when we ask that big question, where is crypto tax-free in 2025? For a lot of people, especially those with serious operations or holdings, it sounds like the Cayman Islands is a really solid, legitimate answer.
It absolutely is. It's consistently ranked among the most reliable, stable, and truly tax-free crypto zones out there.
All right, big jump now. Across the globe to the Middle East, specifically the United Arab Emirates, the UAE, this place has just surged as a global crypto hub. What's driving that, beyond the obvious glamour of Dubai or Abu Dhabi?
What's really striking about the UAE is just how broad and clear their zero tax policy is, especially for individuals. Across all 7 Emirates, not just Dubai, but all of them, individuals pay zero tax on crypto activities.
Zero tax on all activities, like trading, staking.
Everything. Trading, staking rewards, mining profits, selling assets. No personal income tax, no capital gains tax on digital assets. It's a full-spectrum haven for individuals involved in crypto.
Wow. That's incredibly comprehensive. It almost sounds too good to be true for such a major developing region. And I know they've put a ton of effort into the regulatory side too, right? Not just tax-free, but building an industry.
Exactly. Their commitment to regulatory clarity is probably their biggest draw, alongside the tax policy. They haven't just said no tax, they've built specific regulators and free zones for digital assets.
Like VARA in Dubai.
Precisely. You've got VRI for mainland Dubai. Then in the DIFC, the Financial Free Zone, you have the DFSA, which is a mature regulator that's embraced crypto. And in Abu Dhabi's ADGM, you've got the FSRA, another pioneer.
So what does that mean practically?
It means there are clear licensing paths for everyone. Startups, VCs, big exchanges, NFT projects, protocol builders. There's a structured, compliant way to operate legally.
Right.
This attracts serious, legitimate businesses and avoids that Wild West feel you might get elsewhere. It builds a proper ecosystem.
So it's zero personal tax plus this very clear, sophisticated regulatory setup. That's a powerful mix. What about just living there? The lifestyle, visas, infrastructure. Does that add to the appeal for crypto folks?
Hugely. It complements the tax benefits perfectly. The UAE has really attractive visa options, long-term visas for investors, professionals, even digital nomads. It's relatively easy to relocate. And then you have truly world-class infrastructure. Modern cities, amazing global travel links, great healthcare, high standard of living, very safe, diverse expat community.
So it's not just a tax play, it's a lifestyle choice too.
For many, yes. It becomes a compelling option because you get the tax savings and you're living in this dynamic global hub with a high quality of life. It's the whole package.
That makes a lot of sense. And I've heard some crazy stats about crypto adoption there. Any did you know kind of facts that show how deep this runs?
Oh yeah, the grassroots adoption is fascinating. One study mentioned, I think, around 25.3% of UAE residents own crypto. That's significantly higher than many Western countries.
A quarter of residents, wow.
And Dubai specifically. It scores something like 98.4 out of 100 for crypto obsession in some global rankings, among the highest anywhere.
98.4? That's incredible.
You really feel the energy there. It's not just policy, it's cultural. We saw huge events like Token 2049 in Dubai recently, with big names like Justin Sun, Eric Trump, drawing massive crowds. It shows it's a real global meeting point for the industry.
Okay, so it really sounds like the UAE is maybe the closest thing to a fully integrated, thriving, tax-free Bitcoin lifestyle for people from all over the world. An entire ecosystem, not just a loophole.
Exactly. It's a very deliberate strategic move to be a leader in the digital asset space.
Okay, let's switch gears dramatically now to a country that really made waves, caused a global stir with its bold move, El Salvador. I remember when they made Bitcoin legal tender in 2021. Felt, well, radical. How's that experiment playing out in terms of tax benefits for 2025?
It was definitely radical. It challenged a lot of economic norms, drew huge attention, both positive and negative. But here we are in 2025. And yeah, El Salvador is still one of the most comprehensive Bitcoin tax havens out there.
Because of that legal tender status?
Exactly. It's not just an asset, it's official currency alongside the US dollar. And that has massive tax implications.
So what are those implications? What's specifically exempt?
Well, their digital assets law makes it pretty clear. Zero capital gains tax and zero income tax on Bitcoin transactions.
Zero on all Bitcoin transactions.
Yeah.
Trading, holding, spending.
Whether you're actively trading it, holding it long-term, hodling, or literally spending it using something like the Chivo Lightning Wallet for everyday stuff, it's all exempt from those taxes.
That's really something. Treating it just like cash for tax purposes.
Pretty much. It makes it uniquely attractive, especially for long-term believers who don't want gains tax when they eventually sell or use their Bitcoin. It's one of the few places with such a clear, broad promise still holding.
And they're dreaming even bigger, aren't they? This Bitcoin City idea.
Yeah.
What's the story there? Is it real?
Bitcoin City is definitely ambitious. It's this vision for a whole new city, powered by geothermal energy from volcanoes, designed purely as a crypto hub.
Okay.
The plan: no income tax, no property tax, no capital gains tax within the city, tailor-made for miners needing cheap energy, startups wanting a friendly environment, digital nomads wanting a tax-free Bitcoin life.
So it's like the ultimate tax-free crypto zone.
That's the vision. It's a physical statement of their commitment, still a long-term project, obviously, but the intent is clear.
Has this attracted major players, beyond just individuals,
Yeah.
any big industry names setting up shop?
Yes, actually, a really significant one. Tether, the company behind USDT, the biggest stablecoin, announced they're moving their headquarters to El Salvador in 2025.
Tether, wow, that's huge. They're foundational to the whole crypto market.
Exactly. It's a massive vote of confidence. They're clearly banking on the crypto-friendly environment, the legal tender status. It shows El Salvador isn't just theoretical. Major players see real advantages there.
So for our listeners, El Salvador presents this really bold, fully legal option, live, tax-free with crypto, plugged into this very forward-looking, maybe experimental ecosystem. Maybe not for the risk-averse, but the tax benefits are undeniable for Bitcoin maxes.
It's a unique proposition, absolutely. Immersive, tax-advantaged. But yeah, being a pioneer means weighing other factors too, like broader economic stability, international relations. It needs careful consideration.
Okay, let's head back to Europe in this next one. I might raise some eyebrows. Germany. Not exactly the first place you think of as a tax haven, right? Usually seen as having a pretty robust tax system.
Right, it doesn't scream tax haven.
But apparently for crypto holders, specifically long-term ones, Germany is, like, quietly one of the best places in 2025. How does that even work?
It's fascinating. Germany has this unique rule, often called the 12-month rule, and it's surprisingly good for crypto hodlers.
The 12-month rule.
Okay,
Okay, what is it?
basically, if you buy Bitcoin or any other crypto and you hold it for more than 12 months,
Okay.
any profit you make when you sell it, swap it, or even spend it is completely tax-free.
Completely. Zero capital gains tax after holding for just over a year in Germany.
Zero. That sounds almost too good to be true, especially in a place like Germany, but that's the rule.
Why? What's the thinking behind that? Why treat crypto differently?
The rationale is that they classify crypto held long-term as a private asset. It's not seen primarily as a speculative financial tool or a traditional capital investment in that context.
More like art
Where,
or a collectible.
sort of, yeah. More like a private asset held for store of value rather than short-term gain. And because of that classification, if you hold past that year mark, the gains aren't taxed. It's a legal exemption that rewards holding.
That's a huge loophole, legally speaking, rewarding patience.
A rare and powerful incentive, especially within a major economy.
Okay, that's amazing for hodlers. But what if you sell before 12 months? Are you hit hard then? What about smaller, short-term trades?
There's actually some flexibility there, too. If your total short-term crypto gains for the whole year are under €1,000.
Under €1,000.
Yeah, if the total profit from sales within that 12-month window stays below that threshold, you owe nothing. No tax, no filing needed for those specific gains.
Oh, okay. A small buffer.
Exactly. Only the gains above that €1,000 mark, if sold before the year is up, get added to your income and taxed at your regular rate. So it allows for minor trades without immediate tax hits.
So putting it together, in Germany, a high-tax country generally, you get tax-free long-term gains after a year, and a small exemption for short-term gains. That's surprisingly generous.
It really is.
Makes it super attractive for disciplined investors, especially those already in the EU who maybe don't want to move continents. A solid, often overlooked option right there in Europe.
Absolutely. Unexpected, but very significant. Shows some forward thinking on digital assets.
Okay, sticking with Europe for our last stop. Portugal. This one's been on the crypto radar for a while, right? Known for digital nomads, favorable taxes, sun, surf, and maybe some tax savings.
Yeah, Portugal's had a strong reputation.
Is it still a strong contender, though? Especially with some recent changes we've heard about? Still a crypto haven in 2025.
It's a bit more nuanced now, but yes, still very appealing, especially for long-term holders. That's the key distinction.
Okay, so what's the deal for long-term?
If you hold crypto assets for longer than 365 days, so over a year, any capital gains you realize when you sell are still fully exempt from personal income tax.
So similar to Germany in that respect, hold for a year, pay no tax.
Exactly. That core benefit remains, making it one of Europe's top spots for long-term crypto investors. It rewards that hodl mentality.
Now, Portugal had that famous NHR program, non-habitual resident. That was a huge draw for expats, crypto folks included. How did that work with crypto, and is it still a thing for new people moving there?
Right, the NHR was massive. Under that scheme, which had a cutoff, remember, before March 31st, 2025, a lot of foreign income, potentially including some crypto gains sourced abroad, was tax-free for 10 years. And domestic income, possibly some crypto stuff, was taxed at a flat 20%. Hugely attractive.
But it's ended for new applicants.
Yes, that's the crucial point. The NHR program is closed to new entrants after that date. So while it's still benefiting people who got in earlier, it's not an option for someone moving to Portugal now, purely for those NHR crypto benefits. The landscape has shifted.
Okay, NHR is out for new people. What other changes or nuances do we need to know? Where is Portugal not tax-free anymore?
This is important. While long-term gains are safe, short-term gains selling crypto held for less than a year are now taxed. And it's a significant flat rate, 28%.
28%. Okay, so they're discouraging short-term trading.
Seems like it. Also, income from things like staking rewards, or if your crypto activity looks like a business, say, professional trading or large-scale mining, that's now subject to tax too.
Got it. So it's not a blanket zero tax zone anymore. More selective.
Exactly. It's matured. More aligned with how traditional finance is treated, focusing the main benefit on passive, long-term holding by individuals.
So even with NHR gone for newbies and short-term gains taxed, you're saying Portugal still holds appeal. For whom?
For the long-term investor, absolutely. If your plan is to buy and hold for years, that zero capital gains tax after 365 days is still incredibly valuable.
Right.
And Portugal still has its lifestyle draw, climate, cost of living, EU membership. It attracts remote workers and retirees aiming for that long-term crypto tax relief. Even if the active trading side is less attractive now, it's still a very viable option for that specific profile.
And zooming out a bit, is there anything happening elsewhere in Europe institutionally that kind of puts Portugal in context?
Yeah, it's interesting. You see things like Börse Stuttgart Digital in Germany, fully regulated by BaFin, offering crypto trading and custody under the EU's new MiCA rules.
MiCA, right, the big EU framework.
Exactly. It serves institutional clients across Europe. While that's Germany, it shows this broader trend in the EU towards regulated institutional crypto services. Places like Portugal, offering national tax perks alongside this improving EU regulatory clarity, can benefit. It suggests a maturing, more integrated European crypto market overall.
Okay, so let's try and wrap our heads around all this. We've journeyed through the Caymans, UAE, El Salvador, Germany, and Portugal. 5 very different places. What's the big picture takeaway from this deep dive?
Well, connecting the dots, these 5 really do emerge as, premier locations for where there's zero or very low crypto taxes in 2025.
But with different approaches.
Totally different models. You've
Yeah.
got the comprehensive outright zero tax zones like the Caymans, UAE, El Salvador covering almost everything.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have Germany and Portugal focusing that major benefit, the tax exemption, specifically on long-term holding. It shows there's a spectrum of options, different ways to achieve tax efficiency depending on what you're doing with crypto.
So a range of solutions out there. But it all sounds pretty good, maybe too good compared to how things are tightening elsewhere. Are there catches? Big caveats people need to know. It can't be super simple, right?
It's a critical question. And no, it's definitely not simple. These benefits absolutely come with strings attached. Big ones.
Like what?
Things like proving genuine residency. That's non-negotiable. You usually can't just claim it. You need physical presence, maybe investment, real ties. Then there's meticulous record keeping, documentation, staying compliant with all the local rules.
Okay, so real commitment is needed.
And maybe the biggest caveat, these laws can change. And they can change fast, especially with crypto. The whole regulatory scene is still evolving globally.
Any examples?
Look at El Salvador's talks with the IMF. That's a real-world reminder that today's policy could be revised tomorrow due to external pressures or internal politics. Or within the EU, you could eventually see more tax harmonization that affects Germany or Portugal's rules down the line.
Right. What works today might not work next year.
Exactly. So vigilance, keeping up to date, it's essential. You can't just set it and forget it.
Okay, that's a really important reality check. So if someone listening is seriously thinking about this, moving, restructuring, what's the smartest way to approach it? What's the actionable advice?
Number 1, absolutely crucial, get local expert advice. Talk to qualified tax lawyers and accountants in that specific country. Don't rely on forums or general info. Your situation is unique.
Makes sense.
Second, stay informed. Actively track the regulations. Follow official sources, legal updates. Things change too fast to rely on old news.
Okay.
And third, look at the whole picture. Explore your options thoroughly. Think beyond just the tax rule. Consider the lifestyle, the culture, the broader economy. Does it really fit your goals?
Right. That's a big decision.
It is. Because while these 5 countries are genuinely rare crypto tax relief spots right now, that right now is key. Diligence isn't just a good idea. It's absolutely vital for this to work long term.
So we've definitely unpacked a complex map here.
Right.
Ways to potentially navigate the crypto world with less tax burden. Understanding these places, Caymans, UAE, El Salvador, Germany, Portugal, it really can offer legitimate advantages if you're aiming for that more tax-efficient crypto life. But as we just covered, it takes serious homework, understanding the rules and staying really, really informed. It's dynamic.
Absolutely. Knowing the current landscape is just step 1. Being proactive, understanding the risks and requirements, that's key.
Yeah. It's a constantly shifting picture. So as we finish up this deep dive, maybe a final thought for you, our listener, to chew on, something to consider.
Okay.
Given how fast crypto is evolving and how quickly tax authorities are reacting, how might these few remaining tax relief options change in the next few years? What happens to that balance between attracting innovation and needing tax revenue?
That's the multi-trillion-dollar question, isn't it? How does this play out? Today's havens might trigger tomorrow's new rules, or maybe even inspire new, different kinds of havens we haven't seen yet. It's a fascinating tension.
It really is. What stood out to you today? What do you think is next for crypto taxes? Where might the next surprise location pop up? It's definitely something to keep watching. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.